Wagwan family, manners enough respect, enough respect. May I go straight at it now. Straight to the jugular. Now guys, me I watch Wayne a while ago. Producer Wayne and him was rampant about the Rasta them and how them a support Wagwan and so. It seems as if them a support oppression and them gone against the grain. My late father, who is a Rasta man, used to tell me saying the real Rasta can't support the Labour Party. And that me grew up on. Based on the history from back then till even recently. And all of the information is out there at the fingertip if you know what you're looking at. Now, Anna is going to tell you, show you the history, a little history of the JLP party and the Rastafarian in Jamaica. Why Bustamante did not like the Rasta them in Jamaica? What caused the whole thing? Bring them in dead or alive? A lot of you guys don't know. What caused Bustamante to say, bring in Rasta dead or alive? And it up till recently, even Nzinga, we asked Nzinga, who get arrested and she get her hair cut off. We are seeing the Supreme Court rule against Rastafarianism and rule on the side of the school administrators and Ministry of Education who want to keep dreadlocks out of school. We also see them ease that up since the Prime Minister's son them start wear dreadlocks. That's when them kind of cool down certain pressure on the youth with the Rasta going to schools in Jamaica. So I want you guys to understand where this thing is coming from with this. I'm sure you guys are hear about Bustamante, this and that, and myself bringing all the Rasta them dead or alive. A lot of young people probably never hear this before, never read these things before, and don't know what's going on. So let me go to a recent article. This article was written in the Gleaner, published in the Gleaner, Sunday Gleaner, April 7th, 2013. Caroline Cooper, contributor. Says Caroline Cooper, who contributed to this article. So let's see. A lot of you guys didn't know. Let's get right to it. Those are the infamous words of Sir Bustamante. Bring in our Rasta. Listen to me. These are the headline, you know. Bring in our Rastas, dead or alive. I repeat. Bring in our Rastas, dead or alive. Caroline Cooper, contributor. Those are the infamous words of Sir Alexander Bustamante, national hero and first Prime Minister of independent Jamaica. Bustamante's turn of phrase comes straight out of the Wild West, wanted dead or alive. Bustamante apparently conceived all Rastafarians as outlaws in Hollywood, Western, who had to be exterminated by any means necessary. Using a death sentence, Bustamante literally turned all Rastafarians into villains, guilty or innocent. They could no longer expect to enjoy the protection of the law. All Rastafarians were completely demonized and became victims of comprehensive state brutality. How did this came about? Half a century ago, about 4 a.m. on early Thursday and Holy Thursday, 6 bearded men set fire to a gas station in Coral Gardens. They were armed with machetes, guns, bows, and arrows. I suppose it was cowboys and Indians, Jamrock style. The leader was Rodolph Franklin, who had a big grievance against the owner of the gas station, Ken Douglas. Franklin and several other bearded men and long been squatting on land in Coral Gardens. They lived they lived in relative peace. They lived in relative peace until the land was sold to Douglas naturally. The owner asserted his rights to the property and attempted to drive the squatters off the land, as often the case. The squatters refused to budge. Squatters in their own land, other people get thousands of acres for free. During one of the several attempts to eviction, Franklin was shot by the police. He survived, but was told by the medical doctor, that he would die sooner rather than later from a bullet lodged to his body. Determined to take revenge on his assailants, Franklin sought allies to launch his counter-attack. At the time, there was two groups of Rastafarians living in Montego Bay: the Dreadlocks and the Combe-Som. The Dreadlocks lived in Railway Lane, and the Combe-Som squatted in Coral Gardens. Franklin irrationally proposed that both groups of Rasta join forces to burn down Montego Bay. The Dreadlocks rejected the scheme on the basis of Rasta defend peace and love. Franklin, who seemed to subscribe to the philosophy, I don't give a damn, I done dead already, press along with his plans. Instead of burning down all of Moby, he settled up for Douglas gas station, an obvious flammable target. On the morning of the attack, there was only one attendant at the station, Mr. George Plummer, who fled for his life to the nearby Edgewater Inn motel. He clearly had no shares in the company. Mr. Marsh, who was at the motel, foolishly ventured out to investigate the matter. In a most unfortunate turn of affairs, he was murdered by midday. He was murdered. By midday, 7 others lost their lives, including Franklin. According to a Gleaner report published on April 13, 1963, 1963 people, April 13. The Montego Bay Fire Brigade had responded to the fire alerted at, listen to this response in 1963. We have better fire service in 1963, people. How are you guys listening up? This is 1963. I want you guys to understand what's going on here. So when we see the Rasta them a run around the green, me not understand what the Rasta them a do. So we could go down and look at history. According to the Gleaner report published on April 13, 1963, the Montego Bay Fire Brigade had responded to the fire alerted at 4:53 a.m. Listen to that, 4:53 in the morning, from the house of Dr. Coral Delissa. The blaze at the gas station was brought under control after 5 a.m. Listen to this. Almost 5 o'clock, 7 minutes to 5. Them get a call from Dr. Delissa's house about the blaze. And after 5, the fire truck put out the blaze. You look at the response. That's good response time. Opposed to now. The blaze at the gas station was brought under control about after 5 a.m. led by Superintendent Sidney Burke, who joined the police squad that rushed up from Montego Bay under Inspector Fisher. 5 vehicles, including 2 civilians, started into the hills after the Rastaman gang. Among those chasing the gang was Mr. Coswell, who was on his way to Kingston, but decided to give some help to the chase. People actually want to know them used to treat Rastaman. They drove through 2 miles of rough terrain from the ruins of Rosa Great House. The search party ran into the gang, or rather ran into an ambush. The bearded men attacked from an overhanging cliff above. In the fight which ensued, 2 of the gang were shot to death, and Corporal Melbourne and Mr. Coswell were cut down. By then, it was discovered that later that headman Fowler had been already cut down about a mile from his home on Trial Farms. The day's gruesome events became known as the Coral Garden incident. But this was much more than an isolated incident. Franklin's murderous rampage was a sign of fundamental iniquities of Jamaican society. Landlessness is a problem which has never been properly addressed by successive pre- and post-independent governments. The response of Bustamante government, the terrible actions of 6 bearded men, was brutally excessive, bringing all Rastas, dead or alive. Why should all Rastafarian be exterminated because of the actions of 6 men, especially since the ringleader had already been killed? Bustamante's irrational call signified much more than a need to restore the peace. The Coral Garden incident was a chilling episode in a long history of state violence against Rastafari. In 1954, under the premiership of Bustamante, a major Rastafarian encampment, Pinnacle, was burnt down. The camp was located at St. Jago Hills, close to Sligoville. Pinnacle was a productive agriculture hub, yielding rich crops such as cassava, peas, corn, and of course ganja, maintaining African tradition of collective labor. Pinnacle flourished under the leadership of Leonard Howell. French journalist Haley Lee, author of The First Rasta, Leonard Howell and the Rise of Rastafarianism, published in 2004, proposed that Howell was the first Jamaican Don in the best possible sense of the word. He was a Don in British sense of university. Professor Howell was a Garveyite who valued scholarship. He was also a charismatic community leader who gave hope to landless Rastafari, who left Kingston concrete jungle for the hills of St. Catherine. Pinnacle comprised approximately 5,000 acres, even though Howell owned only consecutive estimate of 150 acres and possibly up to 400. According to anecdotal evidence, much of the ganja produced at Pinnacle found its way to the war front during the Second European War, ganja seen as therapy for the troops. It was even rumored that Winston Churchill's famous cigars contained much more than tobacco. In 1953, Churchill visited Jamaica, staying at the Tower Isle Hotel. Was there any connection between his visit and the destruction of Pinnacle? I'll leave the answer to the conspiracy theorists. Carolyn Cooper is a professor of literary and cultural studies at the University of the West Indies, Mona. Jaja. So you guys can hear where this thing come from. Bustamante did not like the Rasta them, and the Rasta them, he want them dead or alive, even though are 6. And I hear them describe them as bearded men. Rasta never get no love back in the days. Rasta have to live up in the mountain, they have to run away. Police will stop bother them. Whenever police see them on the road, them now left them. Remember that. Remember that. So data from Bustamante days. So move up to 2020. From CNN. This is from CNN. Jamaica's High Court ruled a school was legally right in banning a child with dreadlocks. We are come from down in the 50s, you know, and the 60s with oppression of Rastafarian by the same people and the liberal government. The same government in the 50s. We do that. Is the same government? No. Where say I do this? Do you understand me, people? The documents are out here. If you know where to look, published in August 4, 2020, in CNN. A school that said a student couldn't attend classes if she didn't cut her dreadlocks did not infringe on the child's constitutional rights. The Supreme Court of Jamaica ruled Friday. The issue began in July 2018 when Kensington Primary School asked the mother of a 5-year-old identified as ZV, since she's a minor, to cut the child's hair or her acceptance into the school would be withdrawn. We are talking about the history, right? That was what? So let's move on to 2023. before we go to 2023. Let's stay at 2020. Jamaica's High Court rules school can ban dreadlocks. This is in the Washington Post. So I'm read from your CNN, Washington Post. It has said the same thing. Here we go again from the Gleaner. Here we go again, Jamaicans. Question ruling on 7-year-old dreadlock student in Marley land. August 2, 2020. Really? Article, something like that, the child said. That was the reaction from the 7-year-old Kensington primary school student after learning that her constitutional rights were not breached when the school refused to access because her dreadlocks 2 years ago. The ruling was handed down in the Supreme Court on Friday, and while the written judgment was not being given, the declaration made by the judge was elicited widespread reaction. State Minister in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, Orlando Terry took to Twitter to vent along with scores of other Jamaicans. You know, the Orlando Terry him have dread on him head. Him a Rasta, but look here. I don't think he's a Rasta, but him have the map. I am not celebrating it. Emancipation, him attack. I am embarrassed to say I live, work in the land of Bob Marley for too long. We have pondered to stakeholders, constitution after constitution, and to what end I will celebrate when my recommendation for change to Education Act are implemented. Time come, fumed the dreadlock politician whose phone went unanswered when contacted by the Sunday Gleaner. He said, time come. That's the slang used by the JLP party, the PNP party rather. See? So you understand me? So we have so remember, you know, this case went to court, you know, and they was fighting the girl. The Ministry of Education was fighting so the little girl stay out of school. And they went to the highest court. They must stop. Highest court to go people to keep the little girl. So who you think do that? Try to keep the little girl out of school. Who you think? It was a JLP party try to fight, take it all the way to the Supreme Court. Because lower court ruled that the girl could have worn her dreadlocks to school. But the labor right didn't like that, so them take it all the way to the top, to the Supreme Court, to fight a little 7-year-old for not wearing dreadlocks to school. So now, Jamaican Prime Minister apologizes to Rastafarian community for 1963 killings. So here come Andrew Ones now. I wrap him in brain around the Rastafari them. He know what to do, you know. As I say, enough Rasta steer on Andrew Ones because some of them get on with a paper and then bow out. Must I tell you, a lot of these Rastafarians are not into it no more like the first time Rasta them. They are bow out people. A lot of them are celebrating the green shirt people them in Jamaica. They now support the orange because them say Mark Golden is a white man. But they want to keep them documents and them paper where them are get from the green shirt people, I would say the owners administration, because they want to come a white man land, white man country. And when them come and show and perform over here, there's enough white man there. Look on the hypocrisy. I believe them not supporting Mark Golden because he's a white man. And by not supporting them, can stay in a good standing with Andrew Onis, just in case he might win again and get pissed at them. So they want to keep them travel documents and get them little piece of paper of recognition. So the rest of them are business with the fight. We unite all by ourselves. People, I repeat, Rasta no business in our fight. We unite all by ourselves. No matter you hear them talk about more fire, fire burn, revolution, Africa, make we fight, make we stand up for justice and peace. People, it is all about music and making money for them. None of them don't even believe in a Rastafarianism. None of them are just wearing the locks on them head for money. Money, people, to exploit Rastafarianism and the red, gold, and green. A lot of these Rastas are not real. People, me and my father have this conversation many times before my father passed. How this fake Rasta, my father called them mophead. That's what my father called them, mop head. Just wearing the locks, just to wear it. To exploit Rastafarianism. So many people exploit Rastafarianism. Some of them don't even like the locks on the head. But if you cut out the locks, you know say, on the business fall. On the career fall. Not for uno. If you cut out the locks, you know say, on the career fall. You don't even like the locks on the head. On the business and the cars. I want people worldwide to know that Jamaican Rastafarian don't business with small man movement in Jamaica. You will find the older Rastafarian them on the street standing up with the people than these new Rasta. Now these guys moped who profess to be Rastafarians. They're all in it for money. They talk about the artists them. How many artists is go on them page? Them a big platform, they are very influential. But they are carrying liberate water. They are carrying liberate water. Look on them big old page. Look how influential these guys are. How many of them come out here for the teachers when you see the teachers protesting for money? How many of them remember the poor cause? How many of these Rastafarian come out here, come stand up for the teachers when teachers standing up for more wages? That them desperately do. How many of these Rasta come out? How many of them come out, come stand up with a handful of people who come out, come stand up against a 300% raise? How many of these Rasta come out, come stand up against that? They're no different from the church pastors. They're no different from the Christian, you know. These nowadays Rasta not different from the Christian. Only politician will make them come out. You see them come out, come perform for politician. You see these Rasta come out, come perform for politician. The oppressors, they perform for politician where I come from Bustamante days. And I carry out the Bustamante ways. They are exercising the Bustamante policy. Look at Nzinga, and that is modern. And the story we just read for you that come from the 50s, 60s. It not change now. It not change. Them even go to the Supreme Court and the Andrew Onis. And then they might come out, come apologize to the rest of them for what Bustamante do. But the apology wasn't enough. People me say that brother here or something else, you know. After the man come out, come apologize. His administration still a ton of youths from schools with dreadlocks and still take the fight all the way to Supreme Court. When a parent decides that they're going to stand up, the lower court will rule on behalf of the dreadlock child. Them couldn't take that no as an answer. Them took it all the way to the Supreme Court to get out Rasta. This is modern JLP party me I talk about. This is not Bustamante. This is a modern JLP party I'm talking about, gentle people. This is not Bustamante. When them took it to the people all the way to the top. Eh? All the way to the top they went. Eh? All the way. Jaja. And me see the Rasta them a run round. I carry water for labor right. Eh? Them a run round. Run round. My God. Nah man. Nah man. Let me read this. This was in the Guardian. People the news make international news, you know. And we are saying, man, Rasta oppression make international news. I'm gonna read from the Guardian. Jamaican schoolgirl banned for her dreadlocks can go to class. Court rules. School in Kingston require 5-year-old to remove dreadlocks, but mother said this was against the family's belief. The child was 5-year-old at that time. You must when people fight. This was 2018. Under Ufa government. Bustamante government, man. The safety way say Rasta them a run round. I mean, I understand them, you know. A 5-year-old girl banned from attending school in Jamaica unless she cut off her dreadlocks will now be allowed into class when school starts on 29th of August, following a ruling by the Supreme Court. Campaigners are attempting to change what they see as state discrimination against expression of Black identity and welcome the ruling as a first step in a challenge to the country's constitution. People, this is 2018. People, this is what? 2018. And even though the Supreme Court ruled, people, even though the Supreme Court ruled in 2018, Jamaica's High Court ruled a schoolgirl was legally right. School was legally right in banning a child with dreadlocks. Come back 2020 now, because I said the labor right now stop. Fight the youth out of school and go back to court. People at 2018, that you know. One court rule say yes, the people can go to school. Then the labor right now stop and take it back to court. Because they decide say no Rasta in a school. That's the hatred them have for Rasta from Bustamante days. People, the articles are out here, the stories are out here. You guys can go read it. Yeah? And this is CNN in August 4, 2020. What I just read for you is 2018. And even at 2020, when the judge ruled that the picnic can go to school, Andrew Oden's administration will take no for an answer, people. They don't stop fight poor people and Rastafari. From Bustamante days. Eh? So now, the girl, this is 2020. The girl was 5-year-old in 2018. She's 7-year-old now in 2020. So if you can go to school, because the judge rule now, say, yeah, you can go to school with your dreadlocks. That means your dread get longer, don't it, in 2 years. So now for 2 years, the labor right come back and fight again. People on the line, I tell you. These things may read to you now. So the Jamaica High Court ruled the schoolgirl was legally right. The school was legally right in banning a child with dreadlocks. So the school was legally right. So the administration no stop ban, no stop fight, no stop push out youth with Rasta in a Bob Marley land in Jamaica. I want you guys to understand what I'm trying to tell you right now. And to see some Rasta run round, me not understand them. I really don't. It's like a licky the Rasta them get and bow out. Eh? Bow out, the Rasta them bow out. And what go with the Rasta them? Them not come out for nothing in Jamaica. The Rasta in Jamaica, them go come out on stage and them flag. That's all them care about. So on April 4th, because people, the story them all time of people, if I know where I look for you know. When Andrew Onis does win, what me just read for you know, people? People, this is 2017. Remember 2018, the picnic get kicked out of school under Andrew Onis government, you know. Them try to ban the picnic, right? When the picnic was 5-year-old. And the court say, yeah man, at 5-year-old, family take a guy court. Say court say, yeah man, they can go to school with the dreadlocks at 5-year-old. 2 years later, can the labor right now stop fighting and forget the picnic out of school with dreadlocks, you know. 2 years later, 2020, Supreme Court rule against the picnic with dreadlocks. So no youth in Jamaica go to school with dreadlocks. So listen to this now, Jamaica people, and tell me if this makes sense. Jamaican Prime Minister apologizes to Rastafarian community for 1963 killings. This is taken from the Global Voices. And this is April 7, 2017. This is earlier, you know. This is earlier, you know. When Andrew Owners just come in, he apologized to the Rasta, them, you know. The same Rasta they were run behind him, you know. When the man just come in, the man apologized to the Rasta man them for Bustamante do the wickedness and the cruelty for Bustamante do to them. This is 2017. But in 2018, in government to fight out the youth with dreadlocks out of school. Parents win the case when they pick their 5-year-old. And by the pick they reach 7-year-old. Hear them up on the youth again. No. The court rule against the youth now. Because government no stop fight. No stop fight. No stop sending a guy court any different way. No stop file. No stop file. To keep the youth on the Rasta out of school. But in 2017, right as so, Andrew Ones. On April 4th, Jamaican Prime Minister, people, I want to hear this at 2017, April 4th in 2017, Andrew Ones coming there, 2016. On April 4th, Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Ones made a historic apology for the grave injustice of an attack made on Rastafarians between April 11 and 12, 1963. The year after Jamaica gained its independence from Great Britain. People, me say after them get the independence, me say Bustamante that wipe out every Rasta. People back in them days, when I look at youth, and I grew up, me used to say police, still now left Rasta. When them lack of Rasta get them here cut. Even Lieutenant Stitchy, years later, have to do a song, so not the dreadlocks have to face all kind of living. When Babylon see him on the street, him now left him. That's a real song, a reality that. When you look at the video, that's Rastaman life. That's our everyday Rastaman life in Jamaica back in those days. A lot of Rasta run up in the mountain to live. Run away up in the mountain. That's why you find Rasta up in the mountain up till today. And make them catch you with no weed, no. It's worse. It's like a death sentence. And to see the Rasta them a ton water boy for Labour Right Party. Una disgrace, man. Una real disgrace. My father dead as a Rasta man. Buried as a Rasta man. My father said, Labour Right enough for the Rasta them. Because of all this history, what me just read to Una and tell Una a while ago. Where it come from. And for know say, and for say history still follow us up till today. Look at Nzinga. Look at all these youths. And we have cases even later than that. The little girl was 5-year-old in 2018. But Andrew Owen's administration has stopped trying to push out the little child out of school with dreads. To turn youth away from school with dreads and block them and bar them from coming to school. Him no business of your family and your father Rasta. And the mother won the case in 2018. So the Labour Right now stop fight. For the judge to come back out, or a different judge, for the Labour Right to come back and win against the parents with the child with dreadlocks in 2020. 2 years later, by then the child reached 7-year-old. Constant fight. Look at it, people. And the same thing from Bustamante. And at this, we see the Rasta them do. I celebrate this. Some of the Rasta sell out. This is from 1963. The year after Jamaica gained its independence from Great Britain. The year after Jamaica gained its independence from Great Britain. Bustamante start go around, send police go around and civilian go wipe out Rasta. Civilian join 2 people. Me just read for you a while ago. Man a go town and him stop and go help police go search for Rasta man. They call them bearded men. That's what you see them call them bearded men. See when them call them black heart man. People my father Rasta. And a long time I get them at teaching in my household. Long time. Alexander Bustamante was the country's prime minister then. And he headed the Jamaica Labour Party. The same party that Onis leads today. Do you understand what I just read for you right now? You see the connection? Eh? Alexander Bustamante was the country's prime minister then, and he headed the Jamaica Labour Party. And the same party that Onis leads today 8 Jamaicans were killed in Coral Gardens near Montego Bay, and what has come to be called Bad Friday, since it was Easter at the time. As many as 150 Rastafarians were rounded up, arrested, and beaten and abused. Their dreadlocks, which have religious significance, were cut. Let me read that part there again. Because enough of them Rasta we say run on. Me say, a licky Rasta them. Sell out Rasta them. Them go come out and stand up for Jamaica, fight and equal rights and justice. Jamaicans are on their own. Rasta, I'm going to say that in a music. Look and see if you see no Rasta. Singers and DJ out there with the people of Jamaica. They do not care. The only Rasta come out is Buju Banton. I mean, always have to take off my hat to the youth there. Buju Banton and even the Jamaican people who might fight for, come out against them and I describe him and call him all type of name. Say him a madman like on a stupid, and I say Buju is more intelligent after he come out of prison. You know, have no sense. As many as 150 Rastafarians were rounded up, arrested, beaten, and abused. Their dreadlocks, which have religious significance, were cut. The series of events that led up to the attack were part of an atmosphere of systematic oppression, discrimination, and open hostility towards Rastafarians that had begun prior to independence, all of which were documented in the film, in the 2011 film, Bad Friday. You know, hear what I want, people? So a long time Bustamante want to take out the Rasta them. Because Rasta them out before they get independence. Before the country get independence. So 1 year after they get independence, them start on the Rasta. Discrimination and open hostility towards Rastafarian. Let me read it again. As many as 150 Rastafarians were rounded up, arrested, beaten, and abused. Their dreadlocks, which have religious significance, were cut. The series of events that led up to the attack were part of an atmosphere of systematic oppression, discrimination, and open hostility towards Rastafarians that had begun prior to independence, all of which were documented in the 2011 film, Bad Friday. Let's go watch a film, the people, Bad Friday. Earlier in the day, the Prime Minister press conference, Naomi Francis tweeted, PM onus to issue farmer apology on 1963 Coral Guard incident in Parliament and will act on public defenders report. You hear that? The Prime Minister will do that and act on public defenders report. Nzinga, this get a ear cut off. I pay promises, I'm gonna promise. I pay promises, man, promise. This is 2017, the man apologized to the Rasta. And even recently, Rasta get them ear cut off and youth get turned back from school. It only stopped after the owners, youths, them have Rasta themselves. Them have dreads themselves. Both sons have dreads themselves. And the only time we see them in Jamaica, you can go to dread and go to school with dreads. It's only acceptable to go to school with dreads after the owners picnic them have dreadlocks themselves. The actual apology came later that afternoon in Parliament. Several media outlets shared the full statement. The Prime Minister announced that 6 lots of historical relevant property at Pinnacle in rural St. Catherine would be declared as a protected heritage site by the Jamaica National Heritage Trust. That happened, people. Jamaica people, that happened yet. 6 lots at a historical relevant property at Pinnacle in rural St. Catherine would be declared as a protected heritage site by the Jamaica National Heritage Trust. 2017 promise, Rastafarian. Anybody who live at St. Catherine and know about this Pinnacle is a national heritage site, let me know, because it was a 2017 promise, like so many promise when it come true. He also promised assistance for the Coral Gardens Benevolent Society. So the Coral Gardens Benevolent Society and said a trust fund of no less than Jamaica $10 million over US 75,000 would be established for the benefit of survivors. Anybody with their Coral Garden, make a network information, come here. Make a network. This is social media. The day of social media. We're there everywhere. We're not hear me from all about. St. Catherine. Do you guys know anything about the Jamaica National Heritage Trust? And this Pinnacle is now declared a National Heritage Protected Site. Anybody at St. Catherine, answer me. It was also a 2017 promise. He also promised assistance for the Coral Gardens Benevolent Society. Anybody know about the Coral Gardens Benevolent Society and the trust of $10 million? So it would be established for a benefit of survivors. Any survivors of the Coral Garden thing we're going there and the Bad Friday day. Who not get the money? Who don't know about this? $10 million for survivors? Talk to me. St. James. Okay. I'm going to read the comment section and say, see the answer there. Because we're everywhere. Make we network information. Let we network. That's what we're supposed to use this platform to do. We network when it comes to information. Who knows something, put it here. The Pinnacle property has been the source of some controversy. It is regarded as the first Rastafarian settlement in Jamaica and the former home of Garveyite Leonard Howell, who is widely considered the founder of the Rastafarian movement. After Howell's death, legal battles began over the ownership of the land, and the Rastafarians were finally threatened with eviction in 2014. So this is from this a long time the Rastafarian in the land now. Boy, we born come sit up on the land to box cover. So it's a long time Jamaican fight for land rights people. I don't know, we know. Long time we have fight for land rights. Always also acknowledge public defender. You see, they promise when promise Rastafari them, and look support from them, you know. And they look a promise when promise them, he did get support from Rastafari them. You know, still perform for the labor right them. They forgot the struggle. The Rastafari them come like any hungry belly person who live in any garrison in Jamaica. A long time I tell you this to the people, and the first video I do, you know. And say some of the Rasta them come like any hungry belly, poor baby mama or the youth down the street are hungry. And a man just promise anything I believe them. Licky. It seems as if nobody no licky like the Rasta man them with a holy fort. Them not holy people. I'll be a promise all this use and get their support. All this also people don't see the man I promise today. I promise master the man name. I think a PM promise master the man name, man. All this also acknowledge public defender Arlene Harrison Henry's investigation and subsequent report on the matter, which was submitted in Parliament in December 2015. In it, she recommended an apology. She recommended an apology and reparation for survivors. Reparation, who not get the reparation? Rastafari youths in Jamaica. No, who not get the reparation, boy. Who not get the apology? Who not get the reparation? The $10 million they go in the trust. Talk to me, Rastafari picnic. When they are still alive, you know. Somebody must know something where I listen to my voice. Somebody must know something can educate me, educate this community. Time of social media, network, resources, network, knowledge. Tell me what I go on with that. What you know about that? Owners also acknowledge public defender Arlene Harrison Henry's investigation and subsequent report on the matter, which was submitted to Parliament in December 2015. In it, she recommended an apology and reparation for the survivors. I don't believe them acknowledge a recommendation. They don't want to give $1 because the $10 million trust fund when Sema put up, me almost sure say that not put up no way. So just to confirm the answer, please somebody who know about that can give the proper answer. Put it in the comment section, and I really thank you so much. Reparation for survivors. Prime Minister Ones tweeted a photograph of his meeting with Rastafarian elders. Him right, we continue to strive to ensure that unjust incidents and discriminatory actions are never allowed to happen again. People, it's at 2017. What me just read for you a while ago, they look a picnic. 5-year-old youth. All 2 years later, the picnic on 17 Andrew Williams administration till they pan the pick the back. They cut off our dread. 1 year later, after this, I said what the man write. 2017, he write this and said this. We continue to strive and take picture with the Rastafarian and promise them this and that. We continue to strive to ensure that unjust incidents and discriminatory actions are never allowed to happen again. I was in Zinga get arrested and they cut off our dread. 1 year after this, which was 2017, right here, this is 2017. A year later in 2018, the little girl, parents have to fight the government. 5-year-old little baby with her locks. I got to school. 2 years later, when they picked their 7-year-old, remember, you know, at age 5, which is 2018, the parents win the government in court. That means they probably fight the pick longer than that. So the court give the nod to the mother. Yes, you can go to send a pick, which is 5-year-old at the time, go to school. So why in a 2020, 2 years later, when the pick reach 7-year-old, the government get to win a court battle against the same little baby? 2020, then win the court battle against the same little baby and the Rastafari. Discrimination, right? That's not true. But in 20, right here, when we just read for you a while ago, people. The record don't lie. They are all out here. If you know what to look for, they are at your fingertip. This is 2017, Andrew. And in 2018, we're not trying to get the 5-year-old out of school with our dreads. Mother fight and win, you know. And 2020, on the youth again, that the youth reach 7-year-old and I look up at it, get locks get longer. And even after 2020, whole youth get barred from going to school with their dreads. We see Nzinga get her locks cut off. The same government from Bustamante days, the Rastafarian them seat. That's why my father tell me, say, this is not good for Rasta. So I can read again what Andrew Williams said in 2017. Just before them attack the 5-year-old. Can you attack the 5-year-old? His administration in 2018, mother won. 2020, government won. That means a constant battle against Rastafarian from Bustamante days. It's clear. When Andrew Williams has said 2017, said, we continue to strive to ensure that unjust incidents and discriminatory actions are never allowed to happen again. People, was that a truthful statement? People, was that a truthful statement? Jaja. The response on Jamaicans on social media was largely positive, especially from those whose families had been affected. Me know Rasta, that are 2017, but they never know, say, in 2018, them a black youth, little 5-year-old girl from go to school, the parents won. 2 years later, them dep on the youth back again. So remember the little youth there, who make get to with the 5-year-old baby, we are go back sure say little 5-year-old don't go to school. Look upon the administration we are talking about. The Rastafarian response after the man go friend them up and promise them this and that. This at 2017, no? The Rastafarian response from Jamaica and social media was largely positive, especially for those whose families had been affected. So them believe that they might get some money now, reparation. Them believe that the $10 million in the trust, I'm going to give them some money. And I am asking any Jamaican Rastaman from Western Jamaica, down St. James, una get $1 from the Coral Garden incident? Una get $1 from the wiping out of the Rastafari and them? Una get $1 for all the abuse of Bustamante? More often know, are you guys getting $1? But after the meeting, some of you guys come out in the media talking about it, or you feel good and feel positive about what the Prime Minister said, because basically it's a long time coming and the people them must suffer, and about time the Rasta youth them name a piece of food after the discrimination and the suffrage of their family. Most like their father. Joan McLeod said, Coral Gardens, my father, a policeman, refused to be a part of the roundup. Them no break no law I am not arresting a man for long here. So Joan A. McLeod said in a statement, and from 2017, right here, said that your father was a policeman, refused to round up people. You hear that? Open season and Rasta, dead or alive. You know when your own government say, bringing our Rasta dead or alive, what that is? Can you imagine Rasta can't live at them yard? Because you know when Rasta live up there, so they go up there for him. Because the Prime Minister said, bring him in dead or alive. And a lot of Jamaica, most Jamaican people did not like Rastafari because of all of this. Huh? So Andrew Onis, right here. Andrew Onis, no, somebody right. At Andrew Onis, somebody wrote, at Andrew Onis, this is not Andrew Onis' statement. My father, trusted employee, was a victim of those horrific Rasta roundups in Montego Bay. They shave his head. They shave your head, people, they don't cut it, them shave Rasta head. So I say Rasta run round them a party. I say, what kind of pork eating Rasta them? And what kind of lick out crutches, sorry people? And what kind of other clothes Rasta them? How are they, man? There was more praise for the Prime Minister's statement. One Jamaican referred to a recent and popular announcement about property taxes. For Andrew Onis to take the responsibility and apologize in his tenure to the Rastafarian community is another step forward. You may say a con on a Rasta. Because 2017, him said this, and 2018, him a fight the little 5-year-old out of school. His administration, the family won in 2018, 1 year after him said this. And 2 years later, when the picnic turned 17, they still under the picnic behind in a court. So the whole time after the picnic win, the peers won, the government not take the case and say, yes, all right, the youth win, make the youth go to school. The government will not support. Go to the court again and win back the case. How this happen? Me don't know. In the Supreme Court, barring the picnic at 7-year-old now from coming to school with dreads. I can't only get no for the Rasta. For Andrew Onis to take the responsibility to apologize in his tenure to Rastafarian community is another step forward, sharpening our independence. In the same way, children must take responsibility for the ills of their parents. I can't only get. When say Andrew Onis, I can't. Look here, man. For the same way, children must take responsibility for the ills of their parents, just as they took the harvest of prayers and unmerited blessing, so they can alleviate held over bitterness. To alleviate held over bitterness. So well done, servant, First Minister. History will absolve you for hiking property prices when they find out you were a true statesman. The world is not going to the devil, it's going to God. Backside. Can people get Kanye side? People them get Kanye, so Andrew Onis go around the Rasta and left them, tie them out of bush like a goat. That people believe. Say, boy, yeah man, I saw if you're going to come apologize. It's at 2017. But little did these Rasta know that in 2018, the little 5-year-old parents have to fight in a school, fight against the government to keep them there. Remember, Andrew Onis in a power now, you know. And the parents won, so her 5-year-old daughter can come to school with dreads. She won the case. But the government did not like the court hearing there. Government badness run things. I mean, now stop until the court ruled in my favor. Come here, big bad government. I mean, I like Rasta from Bustamante days. So in 2020, while the picnic was 2 years older, she's 7-year-old now, going to come back after the picnic again. And see the rest of them get canned in the 2017. Yeah? We don't know if them even know what going on, so them still get hooked up. We don't know if them read and see anything after that. So while Peter Phillips, who had just been formally welcomed as the new leader of the opposition in Parliament, welcomed the move, one Jamaican cynically refer to the Phillips younger days as practicing Rastafarian. For them say Peter Phillips was some practicing Rastafarian. So even Peter Phillips get canned. Because the next year the man dep on a beat Rasta youth out of school and Nzinga will see that. So our PM has done more for Rastafarian in the 18 months he is in power compared to the leaders of the opposition who himself was a Rastafarian. You know, hear that people? Can box cover. When you hear that, they must say our leader, the ballad leader, have done more to Rasta than than Peter Phillips, who them say was a Rasta. So you see them batch it up and sell it. Yes, man, this Prime Minister love Rasta. So it seems as if the Rasta them get caught up. They now get smart up. So based on what I read for you a while ago, do you think this them people that love Rasta? Hmm? Do you think these people love Rastafari? Talk to me nicely, people. Eh? Do you think these people love Rasta? Eh? This Coral Garden incident is big enough, people. And I want to know from any Rastafarian, did you guys get the land in St. Catherine? Montego Bay, did you guys get the money? Your offspring getting a monthly stipend from the government for them do to your four parents? Me just asking. From Bad Friday. From Bad Friday, people. My God. People. And when I see them Rasta run round, them people they are like say, them are real Rasta. No for no bogus. No for no for got trim off, man. Or Rasta for got run round this. When you got on the foundation and the roots. If it was for other Rasta who survived the massacre, undeya. If it wasn't for other Rasta who survived the massacre, you guys wouldn't be here. If you fire Babylon, you wouldn't even have no weed. A Rasta running up in the mountain with it. Preserve the seed. So nowadays, Rasta can jump on up on stage with a bag of locks. Eh? Living off of the back of foundation Rasta. Eh? Living off of Bob Marley, Rasta, Peter Touch, Bonnie Wheeler, Jacob Miller, so many other foundation Rasta, who nowadays Rasta, and Nyamafa, within the bag of locks, so the map head, who no real. Any Rasta who sit on stage and run around with Labour Party, them a sell out. If you can run around with Labour Party, you can run around with the white man. Because of documents you don't want to keep for travel go foreign, go white man land. You not sell out. The found no Ghana now hold on the levels, boy. Now hold on the levels, man. Now hold on the levels, man. What do you man? But now labor right. I perform for labor right. Eh? I mean, Babylon I use you to trick the people and because I want to put a paper. You don't want. Eh? The Babylon I use, you know. The same abuse, the same set of people abuse Rasta from down in the days, even before the government get independence. Eh? And them wanna run around for having no shame. Jaja. People, them not have no shame. People must I tell you, them not have no shame, man. Licky Rasta. Them Rasta have moved like some people now have nothing in Jamaica. Some of them Rasta have money already in the people, so if they get even blackball, them good enough. Them can live. And that's the true Rastafari. You know what's money. That's why I have enough respect for Bustamante and who know what's money. Carry up on the line, they call they come talk. And don't bother believe in a blackball the man because they call they come talk openly. That's why enough of the Rasta they will licky. And now all the levels, them shut up. Because they know if them come talk, them blackball them. And because they want Babylon favors, because they are not Rasta no more, they now whole Rasta levels no more, you know. Because they want into the fast lane and rub shoulder with certain people. Them now say no matter how the people are being oppressed. No matter what them say injustice are going and them a come sing about injustice in our music. Some of them forget move up off a stage, you know. Some of them for go, you know. We for boycott some of them, you know. We for just boycott some of them, man. Man not support you for boycott them, man. Make them show empty. Them not support we. What we are support them for. And you alone can sing. Go, man. We for boycott some of them Rasta boy there. Moped there. We don't come out for us. Them not come out for no cause of Jamaica have. No burden, no situation, no oppression. Them not come out in on our behalf. Hide behind in a bag of locks and a moped and a tide. And a red, gold and green. And a Jah and a Selassie. Like on a heart pure and real. When they really don't care about the people them who put to the where it is. No matter how the people being oppressed at Jamaica, you'll never see the Rasta who's supposed to be for equal rights and justice come out on the people behalf. When you can't fool people are foreign, but Jamaica people don't say enough on our fault. You guys can fool a lot of people overseas who don't know so a lot of your old fault. Not come out for nobody. All you care about is in a pocket full of money. And who can rub shoulder with the elites. And who for good grace who can inner. And who can get a piece of paper come August. Somebody for go away. No for the Rasta for go away. People not for come on the show. So no matter what Jamaican people have got through, brutality, all police brutality, open at the open. You never see one of them on a tweet on them page and say Rasta that wrong. Them man them powerful and influencing them and them have influence, you know. One tweet, them man can tweet and one text. Can't change stuff in our make people think twice, you know. No matter how big them page be family, they now come out. No matter what go on or reach the Jamaica people, them who not gonna come out in a music. You guys only come out in a music. Come talk about oppression. Come talk about injustice. Mr. Unofegwe, I believe no for the Rasta eat pork and pokey. No for the Rasta and them pork and pokey. Unreal. Unreal. When the real Rasta them there, we never see uno no march or lead no march with the Jamaican people there behind uno. Me never see uno lead no protest. Me never see uno stand up for the real injustice. The only injustice uno stand up for adding on the music to make the money. Stop make money for poor people heartache, man. Stop make money for poor people sorrows, man. Stop going like on the sorry for poor people and come talk about injustice and manipulation and this and that. Stop make money for all these things, man. Come on now, stand up for shit. Come on now, come side with some oppressive party. We oppress the Rasta man, even uno, even yourself, from in the days. We can't believe my eyes. This is someone licky Rasta I run behind Andrew and his wife. We can't believe how would I live to see someone licky Rasta. Even if it's not profound for them, you're not dead for hungry, kind of have money, when you can live good for the rest of the life. Warm to the Rasta, what I'm Callaloo, I'm green banana. Warm to the Rasta there. I pay a pork near me the Rasta now and meat near me the Rasta. Warm to the Rasta there, we come from humble beginning. Warm to the Rasta there. Warm to the humble Rasta them, where I hold it. What them there? You know, so that the first me come ask one of them. And the first me come and ask, where are these guys? Where them there? Them still not come out. No matter we ask them, nah come out people. Cause Rasta them licky. They want in a good grace of Andrew honest government. When things are going and get it. No boy want can get travel documents and someone sit there and keep travel documents. No boy want to look up piece of paper of recognition come independence in August. You know when the governor general go give them a look up piece of paper there. You know see some of them trying to get the paper them turn toilet cloth. Not even plate cloth. Toilet cloth, not even floor cloth. Toilet floor cloth. Them turn, you know. Trying to get a look up piece of paper, you know. Them turn idiot, you know. Rasta in Jamaica not holding the levels anymore. The best Rasta are the older ones. You know them when you see them. You know real Rasta when you see them. But this fake ass Rasta, where them poke and pokey, I run down woman with long fingernail and lipstick and long falls here. Eh? This is a fake ass Rasta. When you walk, you don't impress no more in a rapid and a long skirt. Them a Rasta don't want woman a maxi skirt because they're not showing up skin. Them a Rasta don't want woman where put on them blouse when I show cleavage. You're not showing enough for them. Them a Rasta ya want woman where show behind and more flesh. You know, so the Rasta them no real. Them a Rasta nowadays want woman where show flesh. Them no real. Burn out them backside. That's why the country stays so. When the wise man them get unwise. Eh? When the ones wise man them get unwise. When you sit down, bury your head between pokey and yam pork. Eh? And that do not in a Rasta. I can't soon you know. You go out, man. You not fight for the people them on the music. And want the people them come stuck on the stage show. The people must stop come support you know. Support go where support come from. I support you, you support me. One are better than nobody else. We can go listen to the next artist, man. We can settle for something else. I support you, you support me. That's how you got people. People, the man, them never come out. Eh? So just read for you there. I'll give you a little history before we come up to this. What me I talk about it now. To show you where the struggle that Rasta been through. The struggle that we foreparents been through because they want to keep the locks on them head and call themselves a Rasta and smoke the little weed and not give no trouble. And they know the first time Rasta used to be quiet after run to go a mountain and to say, uno Rasta with money, uno have money, a licky licky, uno licky licky. People must come watch you know. Uno fi go some of uno. Uno real. Uno gonna set up Jamaica to go to go riot. You know the music. If most Jamaica listen to music and talk about revolution and this and that and equal rights and justice and rare. Uno fat up the youth them head to go burn down the place, man. Then uno just hide off somewhere and laugh off of them because uno not go to go do nothing. But I talk about more fire. Selassie you not for nonsense and uno mean nothing boy. Eh? How can a Rasta support something like this from its inception? They want to destroy Rasta. Up till recently, me I read it for you guys. Go and read it and see even the recent cases of many youths who got turned out of schools. There are cases after cases out there of Jamaican youth who them turned out of school, people. Eh? Bringing all Rasta, dead or alive. And adapt the system. The Rasta them. Adapt the system, Rasta them. Subscribe to. Eh? Disgusting, man. Because they want things. Rasta when they're hungry. Eh? When first time Rasta don't have a fraction I want to have now. Licky Rasta. First time Rasta plant, they go plant. Eat fruit and vegetable. Humble Rasta. They don't want to be rich. They don't want much. But on the new Rasta, riches in our run down. No for that we're gathering. See me the sooner. No for the real man and them poke and pokey. Near mean poke and pokey. Not real Rasta boy. So make me the first to tell you guys, as the son of a Rasta man, will tell me about the moped Rasta boy before him dead. All my life, my father been talking about Rasta when I hold it. Yes, people, my father told me about the Rastafarian when I hold it. My father called him moped. Yeah, look at a map. Yes, that's what my father mean. That's what my father mean. And to see Rasta come from selling broom in a rubber tire and Callaloo, they might make money now. Rasta come mainstream. The Rasta too big to go, they go stand up for the people. Rasta stand up with the people when Rasta wear rubber tire, slippers, sandals. When Rasta sell broom, Rasta stand up for the people. When Rasta sell Callaloo and the little greens, eh? Rasta stand up for the people. But no Rasta get rich. Real rich. Them don't need Babylon no more. Some of them are Rasta wealthy. Them can live off a Bob Marley's shadow for the rest of them life. The whole time they know in them heart. They never really mean it. They never mean it. Guys, you tell me what you think in the comment section. Thank you guys for being here. As usual, if you think somebody can hear this, share this. Because this is a little down history road, you know. And enough people never know this, you know. They might wonder what caused Bustamante and the rest of them to go at war. It's not just the Coral Garden incident where they burned down the gas station. It had gone from before we get independence. Because a 1 year for independence, the man go at it, you know. Because Rasta before independence, you know. That's what I ask all the time, who is worse, the master or the slave who turned master? So now like Bustamante turn master now. You know? Remember him turn master, you know? And the same thing we are going nowadays. You see the black man, them, the slave picking them turn master now. The black man, them turn on for like Andrew, honest. Son of a slave, right? And look what he's doing. The son of a slave. Might as well say for round up on the rest of them, man. No, you affect the youth that we are going to school. And till recently, people, the ban have been lifted. Recently, because Andrew Honest picking them up. Dreadlocks. I'm wondering if that's the reason the ban just lifts, because Andrew Honest Pickney have dreadlocks. 2023. Anyway, people, as usual, me a pick me in another class, you know, student in another class. Make sure your comments make sense in every sentence. If this is the first time on this platform, you like the work, people go ahead and subscribe. On YouTube, follow me on Facebook. Thank you so much, people, for watching this video. And you don't like what I do, please don't come and screw me on an issue to you. Me on a bag of do, just hit that button. Find another page with a rage. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. Manners and total respect to each and every one in the comment section. Now for me, my father Rasta, I see all Rasta get oppressed, or them oppress Rasta. You see how they fight against Rasta. If you have a Rasta in your family, you guys, you want to be honest. If you want to be honest, people, tell me about the experience of your loved one who is a Rasta in your family. Tell me how them treat them. You tell me. And Rasta know that. From Bustamante days to Andrew Honest. The party not change. Same playbook, even though the man come out 2017 and said no more discrimination. In 2018, the man them bar look 5-year-olds at school. And the mother win in a court, win the government. It's a bold move the mother make, you know. And at 2020 again, the government never can look up 5-year-old girl who turned 7 now. To bar her from school, the government won the case to backside. So sure say the government did not approve of you as a Rastafari. So no fun run round them people and vote them want. And the influence them a rob. And the energy them a drain. And who knows see that? Thank you guys for watching this video. You know? Born any Rasta. But see them a Rasta run on labor right government. For things, people. And things them a do it for people. Not for them rich no need nothing, you know. They couldn't have said, boy, I'm in no politics. Labor right now, PNP, me burn politics. Because some of Rasta say from day one, burn politics. But when you see a Rasta take a side, and the side they must take a oppress the people, brother, they find themselves on the wrong side of history. Thank you guys for watching this video. I am Jamaican Carlos, and I'm out.